Hi everyone, this is Men's here playing the Tier 8 American Premium Medium Tank, the T26E4 Super Pershing. Now, I don't have a ton of mobility, but I think I can actually make it to this central road and set up in time, but that's a very big think. I'm actually... Scratch that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go a safer route and get into F2 instead. I would much rather die in F2 than die in the middle of the map 30 seconds into the match. Now, the T26, it has okay armor, but it was changed a few patches ago, which really hurt it. I don't really rely on the armor. Armor is just icing on the cake for people who fire a heat shell at me or miss and hit that space armor, but overall, really, you're just a all-around jack of all trades, since you're good at everything, but you're not really a master at anything. The main thing I hold against this tank is your weak spots, unlike a lot of American tanks, are located on the top of your turret, so it negates that good gun depression you have.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Okay, keep on moving up. Just don't want the enemy to take control of this, because then we're fucked. Oh, thanks. Just let this fucking tank drive right behind me. Hello? Anybody? We're gonna fucking kill him? Or you guys just gonna sit back and let them take the middle road? I'm just loading APCR because... Uh-oh, here comes a 110. See if I can't get one more shot off. I'm gonna keep my gun. There we go. He's dead. So I'm gonna have to keep my gun on his gun so he would hit that before hitting me. So keep an eye on those guys so they don't push into me again. But this middle road, can't stress it enough, it's the key to the match. You win this and you have a good footing to pin the enemy in. So hopefully I'm just gonna wait for them to take the field. Not gonna do anything stupid here. I can't get that JT. Oopsies. Brain fart there. I shouldn't have been in front of that guy. Just wanted to keep my frontal armor on him. Oh, never mind, he's the last tank. Pretty easy win. I was a little concerned at first, but the enemy, if the enemy would have pushed with that low and took that middle road, we would have been in pretty bad spot in my opinion. But since we held that road, Thankfully, the field helped me out a bit. It helped us just pin the enemy in, and we could flank them in the end. So overall, just over 2,000 damage, and I got a Confederate award and most amount of experience in the match. But pretty good job on our team's part. Really, the damage is spread around a lot. I blocked a little bit of damage, so my armor did come into play. That 110, I don't know where he shot me, but it was a pretty bad shot. And I also assisted in quite a bit of damage too, almost this amount of damage that I did. I assisted with 1,748, which helped boost me above the rest. But that Tiger, that thing is a freaking ton of DPM currently. But overall, Super Pershing, it's a good tank overall. It's arguably the change and nerf to its armor did help it a bit, since it did gain a little bit of mobility. But really, the problem with it, like I was talking about, when you look at the tank, it still has okay armor across the front, especially for a medium, and with its increased mobility, it's pretty good. But your weak spots, unlike a lot of American tanks, you have these gigantic bulges, and even your turret front is weak to some tier 8s and definitely 9s. Basically, when you're trying to use your gun depression, you have this gigantic forehead sticking out that people can easily penetrate and hit. And even where your space armor doesn't cover, almost anyone can pen you there. So it's really, that's the main downside to the Super Pershing I don't like. But other things that you could see is the accuracy, 0.38 is freaking terrible, and combined with the 170 millimeters penetration, it's really bad at range, at actually damaging heavy tanks or heavily armored tanks. So you do have to fire quite a bit of APCR if you're not able to hit weak spots, which is quite a lot of times, since you really just want to poke out because you have these weak spots, especially when you're on hills. Take your shot real quick and poke back in. But with your AP shell, especially when you're over 150 meters away from something, it's really hard to do that without just taking a ton of damage and return fire. But still pretty good tank. It doesn't have any huge glaring weaknesses, and while it isn't good, or let me rephrase it, while it isn't excellent at any one area, it isn't bad at any one area. So it really fits well as a tank for premium, since you can just hop in it, play it. You don't have to be the heavy tank with tons of armor but really slow and a crappy gun, something like that, or be a really fast medium tank. It's just a tank that fits into every little role, and while you'll lose out to specialized tanks when you're on their turf, it's really a good tank to kind of fit in anywhere where it's needed. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website, wotguru.com.